I'm Dr. Jason and welcome to How to Find a Great Chiro. Today's episode, who's your chiro is the question. I've been having a lot of questions, people reaching out to me, how to find a great chiropractor, and I'm going to teach you. Ready? Close your eyes. Now open your eyes. Ta-da! You found him. I'm here. I'm teasing. Okay, so we're going to tell you how to find a great chiro, and here's what you want to do. Step number one is you want to make sure the chiro is aligned and connected. What does that mean? Okay, there's this word called congruency. And what you want to do is understand that when you work with somebody, if you're working with somebody that you want, like a personal trainer, you tend to want to work with somebody that you want, like, hey, I'd like my body to look somewhat like that, or wow, this person has amazing movement capability and I want to be able to do that. It's fascinating. Or it's like working with martial arts, like I want to train with that guy or that gal because she's a black belt or he's a black belt. It's kind of the same thing. When you're aligned and connected, you're congruent. The office here, you're not going to find in our office a bunch of ads for pain meds laying around in the magazines, right? It's like we have things here that are conducive to health. Hey, there's a time and a place for pain meds, God bless. Here we are connected to our mission and our vision, and our mission and our vision of how we want to provide chiro care to get people connected to live at their full potential. So in my office, what frequently happens is people come in, like I had somebody come in yesterday, they go, Dr. Jason, I just gotta get some of that love and good energy to rub off of me so I can take it with me. This is a person visiting from out of town. I go, I got you. That's part of what we do, aligning spines and minds. Aligned in actions and intentions, and connected to that mission and vision, that higher purpose, knowing that it's a blessing to serve, rather than walk in, doctor, patient, hi there, how you doing? And it's just strictly a business relationship. You want a chiropractor that's similar to myself. You gotta find somebody that's aligned and connected with their higher purpose, their higher mission and vision, because chiropractic, in my very humble opinion, is really about connecting man the physical with man the spiritual, woman the physical with woman the spiritual. And so being aligned and connected, you're going to see a degree of congruency. And if that person is maybe not living a very congruent lifestyle to what they're preaching, it just might not be the most fulfilling experience for you who asked me to do this video. So I'm just letting you know. Now, number one is aligned and connected. Now, number two, when you go to the chiro, is we want to make sure that you've got a proper analysis. Now, well, what does that mean? I'm going to tell you. Well, there are some chiropractic clinics out there that basically have what you call a unique selling proposition, a USP, and they say, hey, no exams, no x-rays, as if that's a prize. Imagine you went to your dentist and you're going for your biannual checkup there twice a year, and you go in and the doctor says, hey, Sam, your teeth look great. I don't think you have any cavities. Sit in the chair here. Excuse me? I said, I don't think you have any cavities. Think? Doc, what do you mean? Well, I just sense that you don't have any cavities. Sense? Like, come on, man. Like, you're the dentist, right? Like, I'm here. All right, I'm going to pay for my visit. Tell me, I want to know if I have a cavity or not. And if I do, I want intervention. So, when we do a proper history consultation, asking you questions, we're going to do an examination. This can be chiro and or orthopedic and or neurological, depending on what's going on. You've got numbness. I might want to know if you've got any weakness. I might want to test some of your muscles, right? If you've got a knee pain or ankle pain, I might want to check the deltoid ligament. I might want to check some of the talofibular ligaments. I might want to check the ACL, the MCL, the PCL to do an exam. So sometimes there are these things called contraindications. Now, on a day-to-day basis, you're basically never going to hear or see about these things in our videos, because if somebody is contraindicated to care, we're not going to adjust them. And if we're not adjusting them, we're not filming them. So a contraindication to an adjustment, or maybe a certain type of adjustment, may be things like an instability, which you can only see on x-ray. It may be something called a spondylolisthesis, which you can only see on x-ray. Now, spondylolisthesis is not a contraindication to an adjustment, but to a certain type of adjustment you wouldn't want to do. The vertebrae slipped forward. You don't want to push it farther forward. You need to go below it, above it even. There's different ways to do it. So there are certain things, God forbid, maybe you had cancer in your bones, and that would definitely be a contraindication to an adjustment. Factual. So not taking an exam, not taking x-rays or doing an exam is by no means a great form of marketing. It is by no means something you should jump towards. Cool, no exam. Like, no, we want to go the other way around. We actually want to do an exam and take pictures so that we can see what's going on. Are there any contraindications? And also, are we taking care of a primary or a secondary problem? Because if you're addressing a secondary problem, you might not have the level of result you want. So definitely that is important when we're doing or seeking a chiropractor, is that we have the correct result, right? Now next, number 3 is what you want to look for is what's called corrective care. And corrective care is important because if you don't address the underlying issue, then you might not ever get better. Now, it's really easy to tell when a doctor is pain-based versus corrective-based, because a pain-based doctor will usually say these words. You ready? Come back when, you ready? It hurts. Oh no. You come back when it hurts, you're just taking care of the symptoms. The symptoms. A corrective doctor, when you say it doesn't hurt, will say, awesome. Now let's make sure we make correction so the problem doesn't come back. So corrective care, you're going to see re-exams, re-evals, and ultimately a pre and post, whether it's a scan or an x-ray, etc., because we want to see changes. We want to see changes. This is so important. So hey, we need good pain docs. I don't like to be in pain. And if I've got pain, I want to get out of pain. So we need good pain docs. And if you're a pain doc watching this, God bless you. We need good pain docs. This video is for people that have specifically said, Dr. Jason, how do I find a chiro like you? Because I don't have time to answer everybody. I'm saying, you know what? Let me make a video for you that tells you really what to look for. Because this is what I would look for if I was in a new town and I walked into someone's clinic. I would observe and look to see, are they congruent, are they aligned and connected, right? Are we doing a proper analysis? And then what type of care do they offer, right? Now, next is going to be the different models of care. And this is very, very important to understand because there are different models of care. And what can happen is you can walk into an office and you can hit it off and say, wow, this doctor's aligned. We had a proper analysis, right? And they do corrective care, but oh snap, they do like a low force technique or a tonal technique, and that's different than what I do. And that's not better or worse, it's just different. And so what you've got basically is you've got tonal models of care, and then you've got structural models of care, and then you've got rehab models of care. And so tonal techniques would be like BGI, which stands for biogeometric integration, or DNFT, which is directional non-force technique, or network analysis. All of which I've experienced, or even activator, all of which I've experienced, all of which I've had a varying degree of training, some very little, some a little more. But these techniques are concerned with the tone of your nervous system, the tone, the balance. They're not as concerned with the structural aspects, and that's important for you to know. Now, a structural technique would be like, let's say, the Gonstead technique, which is a style of adjusting named after a doctor, or it would be something like CBP, chiropractic biophysics, that I practice, which is also falls into a rehab spinal remodeling technique. And then there's, of course, diversified adjusting. So diversified is a more like plain style of adjusting. It's more basic, it's easier to learn. It doesn't follow all the correct biomechanics of the spine, and it has some good adjustments and some that I definitely don't do. And I utilized a variation of some diversified adjustments, some Gonstead adjustments, CBP corrective care. But these are structural techniques, and it's important that if you're looking for a doctor like myself, that they know how to adjust. This is critical, critical, critical. And last, one of the things that's very, very important for you to know as well is that one of the things I'm known for all over the world is my specific muscle rehab. And so muscle rehab falls here under rehab. And the way this works is like this. Let's say you have an ankle sprain and you go to a tonal doctor. The doctor's gonna be like, all right, we're going to lay you down on the table, we're gonna assess your tone, and they might put their hands over the ankle and they might touch some of the ligaments or tendons or muscles, and energetically and the tone in your nervous system they're looking to affect, and they're looking to affect planes and trains of energy and tone in the nervous system. If you don't know what that means, that's another conversation. But they're not going to adjust your ankle, and they're not going to do muscle rehab on your ankle. Now, a structural doctor, like a Gonstead or a diversified doctor will look at your ankle and they may adjust your ankle. And they may say, you know what, the nerves coming from your lower back go to your ankle, and so we need to check the nerve supply. I do that as well. And so I'm going to check your ankle, I'm going to check your lower back, because I wonder if your ankle was sprained because it was more susceptible to a poor biomechanical situation because your lower back's out of alignment. So I'm going to check your ankle, I'm going to check your lower back. A doctor, this is in this situation specifically going to go that extra mile doing muscle rehab and go, you know what, let me check the ankle muscles, the knee muscles, and do the specific rehab for the ankle as well as adjust. And so it's just another level of care, whereas again, not everybody does those things, and not everybody does all three or any of them. So you want to know what you're looking for by following those 4 steps, and types of care is huge to know. No right or wrong, it's really personal preference. I personally prefer manual adjusting. Biophysics works again with spinal remodeling, restoring the cervical, thoracic, lumbar proper curves, as well as translations and rotations and spinal distortions. So when you're going to a chiropractor, make sure you follow those 4 steps to find the right fit for you. Chiropractic is an amazing tool that helps people to gain their lives back, to get out of their body that they feel like they're trapped in, and to get out of pain. And last, but certainly not least, probably the most important thing you're looking for when you go to a chiropractor. You gotta have heart. Here's what that means. You're going to the doctor, you're in pain, maybe you're having some dysfunction in your body. You see one of my videos, you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I think I'm gonna get out there and give this chiropractic thing a try. I'm in another country, another city, can't get to Dr. Jason, but you know what? I think he's onto something. I think I need to at least explore this option. You go into a doctor's office, they do a thorough analysis, check you, x-ray you, ready to adjust you, but something doesn't feel right. Office looks like a vitalistic wellness office. You're going, wow. They put your hands on you, and you say, I don't know. Gotta have heart. Heart is the ability to put your hands on someone and to empathize, to feel what that person feels. Put yourself in their shoes. I learned a long time ago, because I went to a lot of chiropractors, that many times I would be injured or recovering or had a really stressful day, emotionally, mentally, physically, and I would really look forward to going to the chiropractor's office. It's like a highlight of my day. And I would get there, fight through traffic, lay down on the table. It's my turn. And there were times where I felt like the doctor was there with me. The doctor was connected, ready, totally there for me. And then there were times that I felt like I was just another number. Like they didn't really care. Like they're probably thinking about like their plans or something. And so I realized that there was a vast difference in the way that I felt and the way that I healed under the care of a loving, healing doctor. Man or woman, doesn't matter. And so what that is heart. And we all have to hold space in our heart for those we care for, whether you're kids, your spouse, etc. And I make it a personal mission of mine every single day that when I come in and you lay on my table, that I think about you not my bills, not my team, not all the other people in our office. In fact, many times, because we have a lot of people in our office and we're blessed to serve, I'll have my hands on somebody else will talk to me, and if I'm palpating and getting ready to adjust, I'll hold, listen, or take that verbal cue from someone else, and then come back, center myself, and then continue, because it's the heart that counts. It's the heart-to-heart connection, me understanding why you're here, and knowing that every single alignment on my table that I could give you is the number one. It's got to be the best alignment you've ever had. It has to be the best alignment you've ever had, because nothing is promised to anybody. It could be the last time I ever get to align you. My, gratitude for you being there, heart, presence, and knowing that I have one moment and one chance to give you the best possible alignment, get you aligned and dialed, connected in that moment. And you want to look for heart, and you'll know when a doctor has heart. You'll hear it in the voice, you'll see it in the vision, you'll feel it in the touch. So make sure you go to a doc that has heart, and you'll be very happy. And then leave me a comment to let me know how it goes. From me to you, thank you for watching. I appreciate you subscribing. We'll see you next time.